let's imagine that we have a student who has been integral to keeping the family business going. For example, if a family had a restaurant, has been working there, started out washing dishes, got into cooking, did waiting, and there's an expectation on the part of the family, particularly the father, that the student will continue to come home and assist in the restaurant, and that is interfering with the students being involved on campus. And the student wants to address this with the parent. Could just say something like, I just can't do that anymore. I'm not going to be able to help out until late in the summer. And that would probably be better than not saying anything, because it gets the issue on the table. But could use communication skills that convey respect and honesty that might allow the parent to be more able to understand what the student's experiencing. So if I could give that a go, it'd be, Father, Dad, I want to talk with you for a minute. It seems to me like it's been important to you that I contribute to the family business by working here, and I have felt good about that and enjoyed it. But I'm thinking that during the time I'm at Berkeley, I can't make the level of commitment that I've been showing in the family and still be really involved at the level I'd like to be at school. And so I'd like to work with you on a way that we can cover the responsibilities to the business without that getting too much in the way of my involvement at UCB. Okay, so I'd like to go on with this same example of the student who's been helping with the restaurant and go on to the listening skills in response to the father when he reacts to what the son shared. Let's say that the father comes back angry and says, what are you thinking? Just because you got to college that you don't have to help out around here? This is a family effort, and you're part of this family, and we expect you to be involved. It would be very easy, I think, at that point to either get angry or to feel so anxious that it can shut down in terms of communication. That we'd like to demonstrate first probably a pretty negative response, bad one, and then go on to a good listening response. A negative response might be something like, I figured you'd say that. That's just what you think. That's the way that you react to everything, something along those lines. A better response would be to go into listening and try to understand the father's point of view. So let me try that. So what you're saying is that because I'm going to college, I still have responsibilities to the family, and that you're disappointed, feeling pretty disappointed that I would want to spend more time on campus. Typically what's going to happen if you do that is the father's going to say yeah, and go on to talk maybe some more about the concern about how the restaurant's going to be covered or what the son is doing, and the son could stick with listening throughout that. And at the end of that, then go ahead and switch and come back with the son's point of view, which might be something like, I really understand that this business is central to our family. I very much want to support it. I want to work with you on figuring out a way we can do both.
What if the parent comes back and says that you do whatever you want to do, but this is not how we do things in this family?
In response to that, you could say, it sounds like you're still really angry about it and disappointed, and that is not the way I want to leave this. I'd like to find a way that we can both feel like it's going as well as possible. I'm sure there's going to be some compromises, but I'd like to see if we can find a way that you don't feel let down, and at the same time I'm able to get a full experience of going to college. Showing understanding absolutely doesn't mean agreement. You can acknowledge that the father's disappointed, angry, worried maybe about how the business is going to be, without saying, okay, I'll quit school. I would like to further demonstrate the use of these skills in some difficult situations, and I'd like to start out with listening skills if a student's parents were giving them a hard time about not coming home frequently, and perhaps setting expectations that they would come home for a family event that the student doesn't really want to go to. So let's imagine that a student is confronted by his father, and father says, well, we haven't seen much of you, and we're looking for you to be here when the Joneses come over next week for dinner. They'll want to see you, and I'm really wanting you to have a little time with them. Okay, student might respond to that by saying nothing, and then feeling badly about having to do that without having raised their voice, or could say, no way, Dad, that's not happening. Either of those forms of communication are less than fully going to achieve understanding, and they really are not actually very respectful. So let me offer another response that we can make, dropping into the listening mode of communication skills, to say, so Dad, you're thinking that it would be a good thing if I was here for the Joneses' visit. I'd really like to see that happen. What happens then is you're not saying, I agree with you and I'll be here, but at the same time you're not either ignoring it or denying it. You're demonstrating that you understand what the father is experiencing. Okay. So then if we could go on to how a student might respond to that situation by presenting their own point of view, using I statements, including feelings, talking about specific examples, talking about values, and making a suggestion. Let me try and demonstrate that. So you're really wanting me to come back for when the Joneses come over. I think that would be cool in many ways. I do like them a lot, but at the same time I think it's important that I get established at the university, and if I come home a lot I'm going to miss activities and engagement in clubs that I think would be really beneficial for me, so I'm kind of worried about that. I'd like to try to do both, get situated at the university and still maintain a lot of contact with the family. How about if I skip the Jones this time, and because there is an event I really want to attend on campus, and make it the next time they come over?